Okay, so we are here at Isky Cams with none other than Mr. Ed Iskenderian himself.
I do need better literature, and guess what? A new show is coming to town called the Hot Rod Show at Exposition Park, the first one. And it's in 3 days from now. And look what I've got here. I've got some pictures that John Athens made for me of I'll give you a copy of that later on. But, and then of how to stroke a V8 Ford, V8, and how to port the engine, how to do these things. And it's all typewritten and it's junky. And there's a few pictures of cars that have won races with midget racing cars and stuff. But the show is in 3 days. We'll never make it. Let me look at it. Well, this is gravy. This is easy for him. This is his business. I think we can do it. How are we gonna do it? I think I can do it. And he came out with a piece of literature that folded up. Was the most beautiful thing on the market.
3 days.
It was the best literature about racing cam there was from anywhere. No one had any good literature. And man, I look good. You can only do so much talking. You gotta have literature.
Absolutely.
Something worth reading.
Right.
Something informative. People will learn from. And man, that's what I gave away at the show.
He made it.
It was unbelievable.
Did they like it? They learned a lot from it?
Oh yeah, they loved it. And I'm going to give you a copy of that literature later on.
That'd be awesome.
And
now, is that where stuff
his name was Leon Cook.
Leon. Oh,
but he's passed away a long time ago.
Was that Stonewoods and Cook?
Huh?
Was he part of Stonewoods and Cook, the car?
Has he got a what?
Was he part of the Stonewoods and Cook, the
Oh
race
yeah,
car?
that's different.
Different.
This is old days. This is way back in the old days.
Okay.
So later on, Frank McGurk, who was a great racing driver at Indianapolis, him and I became great friends, and he needed a good advertising man, and I put him on the Leon Cook.
Oh,
he did him a lot of good too.
Okay.
And every month we would change our ad in the Hot Rod magazine. And what did we do? We taught people in our ad. It was not, I don't know if this is the proper name for it, but they have an advertising that is institutional advertising.
Like sales.
What's that? Evidently it's some kind of advertising where you're selling your Camel cigarettes. And what is it? It's got a picture of somebody, usually someone famous, and they don't tell you a damn thing about Camel cigarettes. And the beer companies, they don't tell you a damn thing how to make the beer or anything, but they all they want to do is get your name out there.
Right.
No, they don't want to teach you a damn thing. Just remember our name. And by God, that's still going on today. People do that, don't teach you anything in their ads. And I think people want to know.
I want to learn.
If you could show me how a Camel cigarette is made or how beer is made, and teach me about the thing called hops that go into the beer. Why don't you show me a picture of the place where they grow the hops?
Right.
And how they pack them and what they do there. No, you don't get to know that. Just remember our name. We're big. We're big.
But you went for the opposite approach.
Huh?
You went for the opposite approach, and like how you were answering the questions from your ads, and you thought if you can teach people stuff.
And in those early days, I had to be on the phone. They wanted to talk to me. They wanted to talk to me, and it would drive me crazy.
They didn't know what you were talking
And
about.
I almost had a nervous breakdown from being on that phone all day long. So at lunch, we went to lunch, and we bought a little steak for 75 cents, which costs $10 now. And it sold cigars there. You know, let me try one of those cigars. By golly, that calmed me down. Smoking that cigar. So I smoked the cigar while I'm on the phone.
That's where you started that. That's where that started.
That started at the shop over in Culver City on 6338 West Slauson.
The name is
And
Tiffany.
now that they're buying my cam, some of the big racers are buying my cam, the famous guys, and they're teaching me things too. I teach them what I know, and they teach me some things that I ought to know.
Right.
So I'm learning, still learning more all the time. Big names. One day, it had happened before. One time, when we were across from Metal Rock, he let us run it on his dyno. He had a little dyno there, and he let us run our engine on his dyno, and we must have done pretty good. And so pretty soon he started using my cam in his midget.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My cam and his midget. And one day, no, it's not.
It's falling. It's crunchy.
One day, the Offenhausers, which usually won his cars won. And beat the midgets.
With your cam.
With, I can't think of the driver right now, at Gilmore Stadium, which was a famous racing place. Terrific races there. And Vic, I told Vic, you know, I got an idea, see if you like it. This cam they're using that I make, it uses mushroom tappets so we can get higher lift and so forth. It's a little complicated, and you have to buy some special tools to fix your car up to use this cam. I says, I got an idea how we can do some cam development right on your dyno, and we're going to change cams in 15, 20 minutes. My cam grinder is across the street. We're going to take this cam that you're using now, and we're going to shorten it 5 degrees at a time. And you're going to dyno test it and get the results. And when you get the results, you take the cam out of the engine. We don't have to adjust the tappets anymore, because you're putting the same tappet. I'm gonna put the cam in my machine now across the street while you wait, because I'm gonna back half an hour. I'm gonna be back with a different cam. It's the same cam, but I'm grinding one side only, and I'm taking off 5 degrees.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna see what happens. You're gonna know. And I thought maybe he would tell me, but he never did. So he shortened the cam 5 degrees, and he liked it. What are you gonna do next? Give me back the cam. And he puts the cam back, and the lifter's in. You don't have to adjust anything. You leave it just like it was.
Uh-huh.
In that one day, we had tried 4 different cams in that car, on that engine,
Oh, wow.
and he knew the results. Each time we took 5 degrees off the other side, because I only grind half the cam, one flank of the cam behind him. So he'd done all 4 in a day.
Mm-hmm. 4 cams in one day.
And I thought maybe, and I didn't want to ask him. So if he wants me to know, he's going to tell me. But that's the way he wants the cams from now on. 10 degrees, 5 on 5, means 10 degrees shorter all around.
Mm-hmm.
I says, Vic, since you've done all the work, I'm going to make this cam that's a little better for you only.
Oh.
And you sell them. If they want to buy them, they have to buy them from you.
That's smart.
And if they buy the regular cam the way it was before we developed the new cam, they have to buy that from me. But the one that you did to help do the development work on, it was real easy for me. It was harder for him.
Yeah.
Because my cam grinder did the job in 15 minutes. The new change.
Yeah. Huh.
So that became Vic's cam. Well, pretty soon, Vic Edelbrock buys a new new dynamometer.
Uh-huh.
And he sells me the old dynamometer for $1,500. We were tickled to death to get it.
Uh-huh.
But someone else had their eye on it too. So we're just about ready to set it up, and we're gonna do this is a cam grinding shop with a full-time dyno operator, full-time.
That's a big deal.
Not a little bit here and a little bit there. Full-time.
Uh-huh.
Every day.
That's a lot of testing.
That's what we're gonna set up.
Uh-huh.
Because we've got a new shop now,
Okay.
and there's a place for the dynamometer. Ted Kessler in Buffalo, New York hears about it. Oh my gosh, he would like to have that dyno because it's historic and it came from Vic Edelbrock.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a good customer. And in fact, I learned a lot from that guy. I said, hold on. Hold on. I've just got an auction brochure from the Bay Area, San Francisco, from the nearby town called, I'll think of it.
Okay.
And it's from, they're auctioning off a big company called that made engines for boats and trucks, and they're big. They're closing down. All during the war, they were very busy. I can't believe they're closing down. What's the name of it? Hall Scott Motors. Hall, H-A-L-L, Scott Motors. And look at this list of things for sale at the auction, which is coming up. Dynamometers, how many? 20 different dynamometers are going to be sold.
Oh, wow.
You know, I bet I can buy one cheap up there. If there's 20,
Yeah.
I should be able to buy one cheap. So, Ted Kessler in Buffalo, New York, hold on. You might get this Edelbrock dyno after all. And I go up there, I buy 2 for $700 a piece.
Versus 50.
Wow. And we bring them in. We ship them down. And I tell Ted Kessler, okay, you could have the dyno. How much am I going to make on it? I paid $1,500. And guess what you're going to get it for? You're going to get it for $1,500. You're a good customer. I'm letting you have it for the same price I paid.
Nice.
And later on, that Vic Edelbrock Jr. wanted that dyno back. We couldn't find it. Where's Ted Kessler? He's passed away. What speed shops has that dyno in Buffalo, New York? We can't find it. Vic needs it because he wants to make a museum with that dyno. He wants it back.
Yeah.
We couldn't find it. Anyway, the dyno.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we start to set it up, and there was a speed shop here in California called Wreath and Mallard. Wreath and Mallard.
Wreath and Mallard.
Well, Wreath kept going, but Mallard went into a different business, and they were separated now. And Joe Mallard says, let me run that dyno for you. I said, you're welcome. Okay, we'll let you. And we set it up, and Joe was running it. And a godsend came to us. Fell right into our lap. Our front office was visited by different racers, and it would come to see what's new.
Right.
There happened to be a guy named Bones Below who raced at Lions Drag Strip with sedans, Chevy sedans,
Yeah.
and he's winning. Always winning. He's a machinist that works at Douglas graveyard shift. So he's free to go to Lions Drag Strip and race whenever they're racing.
Yeah.
He comes to the front office to see about what's new. We don't know, but he's a godsend. There's a roaring going on in the backyard, and he hears it. It sounds like Lions Drag Strip. Racing motors are running, making a lot of noise. And so he goes around the back to the locked fence, and he waits till the motor shuts off, because no one could hear him talk. Hey! Does that man get paid for running that? I would do that free. I said, are you kidding? Come on in here.
Sounds like a good
I
thing.
like your attitude. I love your attitude. You would do that free? No, we pay. I said, you might, in fact, we might be in luck. You know this man, Joe Mallard? He's leaving us. He won't be with us before long. He has to go to IBM. He's going to be a teacher of something over there. So why don't you work with him right now and until he leaves, and you'll be the dyno man, because I know you build your own engines and so forth.
Really?
So Bones says, all right. So now I'm in charge. What do we do here? You do anything you want to do. The dyno's there. Try anything you want. We want to learn.
Right.
We're going to try all these different cams, and we want to see if we know what we're doing.
Right.
Right now, who does the testing? Our customers. We make a change and we try something, and they tell us what it does.
Yeah.
And that's the way we learn. full-time dyno. Every day. Even on Saturdays. And then sometimes customers are having trouble.
Yeah.
Their car used to go good, but now it don't go good. Come on, let Bones put it on the dyno, and let's see if we can find out what's wrong. And we'd find out, and they'd leave with more power. So that's in some cases, in certain projects. One of the projects happened to be at NASCAR, at Daytona Beach. Bill France said, the first car that can go 180 miles an hour around my big racetrack here is going to get $10,000. If you can build a car, any kind of car, that'll do 120, set a record around this racetrack, we'll give him $10,000. So a guy named Bob Osiki, who's kind of a racing promoter and so forth, he builds a car to do it. It's got wings on it. Upside down wings that put downforce on the car, which is done on race cars. Everybody's afraid of it. Dangerous. But he does it. But he needs the best cam he can get. And it happens to be a cam that we have just developed on the dyno, and we haven't let it out because it's going to be copied. Other cam guys will copy our cam.
Right.
That Crane used to buy all of our cams until he stopped buying them. He thought he knew everything we knew. And then that's when he fell asleep and really got stung.
Right.
Anyway, Crane, that was Crane. Crane is a guy that couldn't build his own cam grinder because that's what you had to do.
Oh, you couldn't just go buy it.
There were cam grinders at the factory that ran all day long and made 1,000 cams a week or something, but you couldn't use one of those. It had to be a special freelance, kind of a flexible machine. All right.
So
where were we on this?
Well, you were telling me about how you had a full-time dyno shop. Right?
We had a full-time dyno. Oh yeah. And then Bob Osiki comes out to see us. And he tells me he's trying to break that record and get that money. Which he finally did. And if I remember right, all the race drivers were a little afraid of that car.
Yeah.
Because it had wings out the side to hold downforce. He would, as he was traveling down south from one gas station to buy gas, they'd see these big wings sticking out on each side. Later on, he had to cut off a little because it was too wide.
Right.
Guess who the driver was that did the job? Art Malone, the drag racing driver. He set the record and got money for him. But anyway, before he got the money, he needed a lot of power out of a Chrysler wedge engine, a 413, or I think it was a 413, maybe a 440.
Okay.
So we let him have our latest design cam and prove it on the dyno, make sure it had the power to do what he wanted to do.
Right.
Because he needed more power than was available. So we had to give him the latest and best cam. Just for him only. So now they had set that record.
With your cam.
Yeah. And of course, oh, by the way, you know there are a lot of people in this business that are very modest.
Yeah, I can.
They can do great things and never bother to tell you about it, and maybe don't even care. They don't even care. I've got a guy right down next door that is winning in Mexican road races and stuff. And I told him, hey, we're making these cams for you and you're setting records and doing a lot of good things. Why don't we get the magazine to come out and cover you, in your buildings and stuff? Because, they don't know anything. They are going to screw up the story. No, I haven't got time to waste with them, with those guys, those writers that come out.
Right.
So he don't even want the publicity. Okay, so that's one thing that happens.
Right.
So modest. So we weren't modest. So we let everybody know if we did something good. And
so
the literature, yeah, of course, that literature was very important. I think I mentioned how important that good literature was.
So did you?
Oh, by the way, here's a comical thing. Hot Rag Magazine got started. Small potatoes.
Right.
We lived on West Adams Boulevard between La Brea and Crenshaw. They come to collect their $10 for my ad that I put in there.
Yeah.
Who came? Pete Peterson and his partner, Lindsay.
Really?
I forget Lindsay's first name. They rang the doorbell on West Adams, came upstairs, went through the kitchen, went past 2 bedrooms to the back porch. And there we were, me and the kid that typewrites. They collected their $10 in person. And they, just that one time. From then later on, no, you mail the check in. They don't have time. But right now, they were small potatoes just like we were.
Right.
And he grew and he grew and he grew.
Yeah. Can I ask?
So they would come to, we'd stop the typewriting and have him his check and so forth. That was funny.
But he never came back for a check.
Huh? No, they only came that one time because they were growing
so fast.
New magazines were even coming out. One magazine wasn't enough. Pretty soon they had teenage magazines and all kinds.
Yeah.
Oh, they filled the market. How could that be that these new kids are taking over this new market? Because the old guys don't know what the kids are doing. They're not paying attention. But the young kids, they knew that, and they wanted to know what's going on in a magazine for them. I'll be darned.
So
couldn't be.
So Hot Rod was basically what helped kickstart Isky.
What?
Hot Rod Magazine is what helped kickstart the Isky brand because you ran your first ad there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then
that's my first ad. Yeah.
So then, when you said that you had the full-time dyno shop, was there a lot? I know there was a lot of cam companies then. Do you think that's what set you apart? Was because you were doing so much testing? Like you had so much testing going on?
Well, the reason with the dyno, we could try out things right away and get the answers. So that was one of the things that happened. We bought Edelbrock's manifolds, and the one we liked was a double log ram with a 697 Stromberg carburetors, which were worth $3 a piece at the time, and now worth $100 or $200 a piece. They're rare now.
Yeah.
They used to be a stock item.
Yeah.
But they disappear off the market.
Right.
Because so many guys are building flatheads now.
Right.
So,
what?
So that, let's see.
What year did you move into this shop?
Huh?
How long have you been in this location?
50 or 60 years. I'm not sure exactly. It might be written out there on the sidewalk, I forget. But, so where were we?
Well, you were telling me that Bones was working for you.
Oh yeah, Bones.
Yeah.
Bones. So one day, oh yeah, roller cams. Now there was a guy named Chet Herbert who unfortunately got polio and actually was a cam gunner in a wheelchair.
Really?
And he was an amazing guy with what he did. And he made roller cams, the first roller cams for the new Chevy VH, we'll say, and others. And roller cams were in old-fashioned cars in the old days, but they found a cheaper way to do it, and that was by casting the cam and using flat tappet cam. But now that we're going to higher lift, higher duration, we sort of need that roller cam. And Chet Herbert had him, and he could make maybe one or maybe two, maybe make it 2 or 3 a week. I don't know exactly. So the new V8s had come out, and you could beat the flathead real easy with the new V8 engines. 1949, Oldsmobile and Cadillac came out with overhead valve engines.
What?
And they came with hydraulic tappets, quiet as a church mouse. What do I mean, church mouse? That's an expression. A church mouse is quiet. And because they're hydraulic. But they're no good for racing. Who said so? Everybody said so. And we went along with it. Hydraulics are no good for racing.
That's not true, right?
Why? Because they won't rev up. You can't go to high RPM. Because the 49 O's and 49 CAD with hydraulic only revved to about 4,000, and that was it. And that was the governor on the engine. It wouldn't go past that. However, if you collapsed the hydraulic lifter and made it mechanical, you could set clearance and go to maybe 4,500 or more. And that was done sometimes. To get more revs out of, because the guys that had the money to buy a late model overhead valve V8 engine, the guys that had the money. So Chet was filling that market, making hot cams for the new V8 engines, because if you tried to grind the stock cam that came in your older CAD, it would wear out right away. So what did I do? We decided, why don't we, nothing wrong with the cam except it's too soft on the lobes. What about this thing called hard facing? We knew a little bit about hard facing. Why don't we hard face the cam, the lobes, just the lobe. The rest of the cam is okay. But the lobes that open and close the tappets, we're gonna experiment with the hard facing. And we tried different hard facing materials. We bought them from the welding supply shop. And we found this thing worked pretty good, was this number 4 Colemanoi. Oh. And pretty soon we're making hard face cams that work. How good do they work? Well, they won't last forever, but they'll go 500 miles without trouble in a race car. Or in drag racing, they don't get much use, so they last a long time. And watch out. Don't buy any more of that Coleman oil number 4 from the welding supply shop. Why? Because Engel and the other local cam grinders are going to call up the grinding shop, the supply shop, and find out what we're using.
Oh.
We want to keep this hidden, what material to use and how to do it. So what are we going to do? We need 100 pounds of it right now, and it's $5 a pound.
Oh, man.
Don't buy any more from the welding supply shop, because if someone calls up there, what does Isky use? They're going to tell them.
Right.
So we got to hide this best we can. So here's our secret. We call up, hello, this is such and such a welding shop in Saugus, California. Art Sherman happened to be a friend of ours that we were using his name. And we're coming in, we've got the cash. Do you have 100 pounds in stock?
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't eat it right away. We're coming with a car. We park half a block away with a dolly, and we roll down there, because this is 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And we pay cash under the name of Art Sherman. And we got away, and we got 100 pounds. No one knows who we are or what we are. It's all falsified. Believe it or not, Art Sherman, they find him because they're sending memo buildings up there on the deal in Saugus, where he lives. And his wife gets this bill for $500, and she thinks she has to pay that. We got that straightened out, but
yeah.
But they actually, that was funny. They got scared to death. Someone's charging us some stuff to us on our bill. We didn't pay yet. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's one of our tricks we used. Anyway, the first thing we found out is you put too much hard facing on this side, not enough on the other side. It's got to go back to the welder and be welded again. Boy, this is taking time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's a lot of work. Back and forth to the cam grinder to the welder. We've got to have a gauge line to know how much hard facing to put and where to put it. So we'll take the stock cam, put the new hot racing grind on there, a new profile, with more lift and more duration, so big fatter cam.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put a groove down the middle, and we're going to fill in the groove with hard facing, not all the way across.
Oh.
And we're going to see what happens. And it worked. We didn't need it all the way across the full width of the cam lobe.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew exactly how much to put in. It's like filling your teeth with the dentist. He fills the hole in with your teeth. All right.
Huh.
So now we can make 8 a day.
Oh, wow. Versus?
Poor Chet over there could only make 1 or 2 a day, maybe.
Oh, wow.
And the new V8s are coming through like gangbusters. Everybody's getting them.
Mm-hmm.
And use them in drag racing. And they're faster than a flathead. More power, of course.
Right.
Overhead valve. All right.
Wow.
So,
Are you getting hungry?
the factory is now getting interested in racing.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to Daytona Beach to put on they hear about NASCAR's event they put on at Daytona Beach.
Mm-hmm.
It was half on the freeway, it was half on the beach, on the sand, and then you turn around and you go up there and you go back on a highway where the palmetto bushes grow. And you go down there and you make a turn and back on the beach. That was their racetrack.
Really?
Daytona Beach. Later on, the big Speedway was built. Not now. So that's where they were racing. So the factories got interested in racing, and they got interested in hopping up their cars to try and win. Because there's competition there. One factory against another. Chevy against Ford and Chrysler. So we come there, and we meet those guys from down south. A lot, some of them are old customers and stuff. And then what happened?
You getting hungry? You getting hungry?
What was the funny things that happened there?
Are you getting hungry?
No, not yet.
Okay. Then he's
So
good.
let's see what's happening.
So you're at Daytona. The factory was getting interested with Daytona.
So we make a lot of friends down there. And Smokey Eunuch was one of them. And Smokey Eunuch would go by the rules. Whatever was in the rule book, that's the way they'd build it. But he knew things they left out of the rule books. So he would take advantage of those things. I remember one time, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I go to visit him. He's now with Ford. Why is he with Ford now? He used to be with Chevrolet. Because when he went to visit Hal Cole, which was the top guy in Chevrolet, especially in the racing division, he was sitting in his office for 2 days, and he's too busy to see him. And he's their top guy in NASCAR racing the Chevrolets and winning. And he don't even get to see Hal Cole. So he gets up and leaves. And he goes to Ford. And Ford hires him. Now he's with Ford. So I visit Daytona Beach, go to Smokey's shop. Best damn garage in town. That's the name on the place.
Oh, it is.
And I don't, and Smokey, Isky says, how do you get the engine to use more fuel? I says, you can richen it up a little bit. It might use a little more, and then again, it might not like that over-rich ignition. It might draw less fuel. I says, the way to use more fuel, which will make more power, is to get more air in the engine. And that'll take good ports and a good camshaft and various other things. And it'll also take more RPM. So you'll have to have better breathing, or you're not going to get the engine to use more fuel. And that's all he wanted. That's all he asked. And later, I'm thinking, what's he up to? Is he testing me? Secretly testing me? He doesn't ask me, how do you get the engine to use more fuel? No, yeah, that's what he asked. Why doesn't he tell me how to get more air? Which is a real thing we're trying to get. I think he's testing me. And maybe he tests other people too, without them knowing about it. Why? Who are these other guys you're talking about? Other guys that have a reputation for knowing their ass. They're knowing their stuff. Who are they? He knows who they are. There's top guys that are supposed to know. Do they really know? Or have they hired people that know?
I know, right.
And they're just a shiny pants boss. A shiny pants boss. What the hell is a shiny pants boss? It's a guy that doesn't have hands on. He's in the office and he's shiny pants. He's learned the lingo. He's picked up the lingo. He talks the lingo. He's got men person working for him that do know. In fact, he don't even want to know.
Right.
He could learn from them guys, but he hasn't. But he's making a business and doing good. And maybe he's just a shiny pants.
Not you.
Posing as top drawer knowledge place.
Right.
And that's what Smokey wanted to know, because he wanted the top guys, and do these other guys really want to know?
Ah.
So that's what I think he was up to. So he wrote books about it, and it's done great, you know.
Right.
So.
Huh.
So I always thought he must have been testing me to see if I'd come up with the right answer, because he knew.
Did he?
And he would like to know if other people that were prominent in the industry, whether they really knew or not.
Did you ever ask him? Did you ever ask him if that's what he was doing?
No, I should have. Should have asked. What are you up to, Smokey? Are you testing me without my knowledge? So.
That's funny.
All right. Let's him talk about some funny stories.
Let's do that.
All right. Maybe I'll talk about this.
Let's talk about that.
In this year when this came out, we had just invented a new way to make a cam.
Okay.
How do you get more power with the cam and better ports, better breathing ports, and so forth? Well, the only way to really get more power is to go to higher RPM. Higher RPM. Now the internal parts of the engine have to be a little stronger, but assuming that the internal parts are strong enough to take the higher RPM, you're okay. Why are we going to high RPM? Because volumetric efficiency, which came from Edelbrock, I'm from Ed Winfield a long time ago, falls off with high RPM. The lower the speed, the easier it is to fill that cylinder all the way with air. And if you get air in, the fuel was with the air. So now we're going to higher RPM. Volumetric efficiency is going to fall off, because it's going so fast it can't get filled in time. So we're going to put better we're going to make cams that are better. And one of the ways we make cams that are better is we encroach on the other 4 events. Encroach upon their events. Intake, compression, power, exhaust. Intake. That's the important thing. How much intake can you get in that engine? Why don't we steal degrees and timing from other strokes and add it to the breathing cycle? And that's what we do.
I see.
And we go to higher RPM. And we know volumetric efficiency falls off at higher RPM. We no longer have 100% efficiency like we do at stall speed.
Right.
Maybe it drops to 80% or less.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So
we are going to encroach on the other strokes. We're stealing from the other strokes. Intake, compression, power, exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No one ever talked about this. Why? Where are all the experts? Why don't they talk about this? Do they know? Or they don't know? Why doesn't someone speak up?
Mm-hmm.
We have experts out there and they don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
There is one that I know that does talk, but the rest of them don't talk and give good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they speak out? Are they afraid they're going to get caught in trouble or say the wrong thing?
Right. So.
Well, there happens to be a dwell. Now the pistons go up and down, and they go fast in the middle of the stroke and real. In the 4-cycle engine, the engine. When they first made the 4-cycle engine, the cam started opening the valve at top dead center, and it closed at bottom center. That's 180 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was the compression stroke, and then the power stroke, and so forth. So we're going to, and they found out they could sneak up on it and steal. Here the piston is going up, and there's a dwell at top dead center and a dwell at bottom center. What is a dwell? A dwell is a lot of degrees of movement, rotation, a lot of degrees of rotation, hardly any piston movement.
Uh-huh.
The piston might be going many miles an hour at high speed,
uh-huh,
and has to come to a dead stop and reverse and go the other way and come to a dead stop. Back and how can it do that? It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to steal some degrees away from during the dwell. What does the cam designer love? He loves the dwell at top and bottom center.
Uh-huh. Huh.
The shorter the stroke, the shorter the rod,
Uh-huh.
the longer the dwell at the bottom. By the way, one time Smokey had some fun. You know what he did? He got everybody going down the wrong path. What did he do? He talked about long rods. And people started to build engines. And he led them down the wrong path just to have some fun.
Just to confuse
He got them to put in longer rods in the engine, which didn't do a damn thing. And they even had seminars on it, and I was in one of them. And they never called me again. I had to barge into that. I barged in on it and told them I thought they were barking up the wrong tree. And they never called me again. I think I spoiled their big meeting about long rods. How much longer did they make them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they couldn't make them very much longer. 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch at the very most, because that meant the piston had to go up into the rings,
mm-hmm,
and wreck the rings, wreck the
mm-hmm,
shape of the piston and so
right,
forth. Long rods. So that was Smokey's doing, having fun with the guys in the industry, sending them down the wrong path.
So, do you think he...
And they paid attention to that, like a damn fool. Anyway, I told them what I thought, and I think they didn't like it. But blew the whistle on the deal. But anyway, a little bit longer, a tiny bit longer. All right. So that was that. Let me see. So the cam grinder loves that dwell at top center and bottom center. Lots of degrees of rotation, hardly any piston movement. And it's a good thing there isn't hardly any, because that piston has to stop and start at high speed. Oh, it's amazing. We get away with it. All right, let's see now what we. So a good question: what does the cam grinder designer, a racing cam designer, like? And the answer would be he loves the dwell at top and bottom center.
Because you can steal degrees, right?
Because we sneak up and steal those degrees and add them to our breathing cycle.
Right.
Because we want more air. If we can get more air through the engine, we can use more fuel, and that'll give us more power. Because you can't get power out of the fuel alone without the air.
Right.
Anyway.
Huh.
Some, let me see.
He needs to eat.
Yeah, you want to grab some food and then we can maybe revisit?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some making fun of and having little conflicts with different people. All right. How did this get started? We had a conflict with Keith Black, known as a famous racing builder of racing engines. And, oh yeah, we're at Bakersfield, Fuel Gas Championships at Smokers Meet, Famoso, Bakersfield. Art Malone is going to win this race, but we don't know that. He told me later he was sleeping at the motel and Saturday morning, shall I go out there to the racetrack and race against all those guys today? What a madhouse it's going to be. I'm going to have to make a lot of different rounds. I got a lot of race. So he decides, oh, I will go, but it's going to be a madhouse. He wins round after round, but it looks like he got beat. Because we're at the starting line and we're not at the finish line.
Right.
And in those days, they built a lot of rubber in those days. A lot of smoke. So it looks like you got beat. We're at the starting line. No, he won. They passed him probably going 50 miles an hour faster, but it was after the finish line. So he had a strong mid-range. And we still can't figure out today how it was done. Well, every round we had to put new push rods in the engine, a few new push rods in the engine. We seem to be revving up higher than we ever did before. But I don't know that. He knows, but I don't know. Later on, I asked him, how come we were bending all those push rods and had to put new push rods in after every round to get ready for the next round? Because he had to make raced about 5 times, I think.
Right.
He says, you know, it was slippery out there. So I put a lower gear in the car. Holy, how did you know about that? Because only the people, I learned about that from Frank McGurk, who races on circle tracks. Because in circle tracks, if you come to a circuit track, a new place, you're racing in a new place, and it's a slippery track, a dummy or a newcomer might put a taller gear in the car and keep the RPM down so that they won't spin wheels as easy. But if because it's slippery out there, if he hits a good spot where there's a bite and he gets a hold of the track, the engine's going to bog down on him because he got too tall a gear in the car.
Oh.
So they put a lower gear in the car. Who knows about this? Only the circle track racers. You put a lower gear in the car and you feather the track and you have a feel of it. And you watch out for overspeeding and burning the tires and getting slippery. How did I know that? I just happened to know that because I talked to Frank McGurk. And he's a circle track racer, Indianapolis racer. He cracked up at Indianapolis and hurt his back, but he walked after. It's okay. So I just happened to know that. Art, how did you know about that? They know that in circle track racing. He said, where do you think I came from? Where do you think I came from? Oh, I forgot. You were a circle track racer while Garlitz was a drag racer. I forgot that. And you knew that? Yes, because you go to a lower gear on a slippery track rather than a taller gear, which is opposite of the thinking.
Right.
I'll be doggone. Where do you think I came from? Later on, when Garlitz hurt his foot in that bad accident, I didn't know it. But in my advertising ads, I had Garlitz almost every issue. He's going faster and faster or winning more races. So I would put it in there. And in a way, I was teasing the local guys. The California guys were being teased that Garlitz is going fast. In fact, he's going 180 on beautiful concrete strips, which the airplane track strips, airplane landing strips have become drag strips. And
you were just messing with them.
And so, and that's why when smokers decided, let's put on the biggest tracks meet, biggest top fuel track meets ever done before here at Bakersfield, because they had a beautiful little club of their own, the drag, what they call them, the smokers, So, so they decided, this Garlitz is in your ad all the time. We want to get a chance to race against him. Bring him out here and let's see if he can really go 180. Aspirated without a blower. Without a blower. So they offered him, he had been gypped before by promoters. They didn't get the money up. And I didn't know it, but in my ad, because of my ad, he was getting appearance money every weekend to race at different places.
Really?
Yeah, he was busy, and I didn't know that my ad was stronger than Hot Rod Magazine's article they did on him.
Really?
Yeah, that wore out, but my ad every month drove it in. Huh. I don't know, it might have been better than the ads they did on him. Because, you know, they did stories on him.
Yeah.
So, and that was bringing him cash every weekend. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know it. Because I was doing it for my own good, you know.
But you're helping him.
And then, in a way, I was teasing the guys in California.
Yeah.
All right. So they wanted to get a chance. So he come here, and I held the money, cashier's check, and it was safe to come, and he went to 2 other races and one before there too. And he went home with some money.
Uh-huh.
So, what this...
So they came out to race, or he came out to race the California guys.
Huh?
So Garlitz came out to race the guys at Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he went 172 and threw a rod, and that put him out of commission for the race. They didn't get somebody got a chance to race him, maybe a few guys. But,
right.
But they want to see if he was real.
Uh-huh.
Is that guy real?
Did they
because he was a fast learner. He had learned real quick things, real fast. So let's see what that brought that on. Let me see. So
you're talking about Keith Black. You're saying he had
oh yeah, now I was going to talk about funny things on different people. So oh yeah. So it's going to be final round now. Well, it's the last round. We put some more push rods in the engine. And Isky, I will go down and help at the far end, because we're gonna within an hour we gotta race another guy. It's final round now. Isky, get me a little more time. We're gonna have to weld the frame this time. The welder is right here. He's gonna weld the frame. They're waiting for us at the. It's time for the final round. So I go, run up to the starting line, and who do I see? Bernie Mather. He's dead now, but he's one of the top guys in smokers. Bernie, I says, we got to weld the frame this time. I see that Keith Black and Perdome are right over there, ready to go for it, and they're waiting for us. I hope they'll wait. I hope they won't make a single for the final round. Kevin wants to see the final round, but they're ready to go, and we're holding up the show. Can they wait a little bit?
Yeah.
Don't ask me. Ask the man.
Is that?
We asked the man.
Yeah.
The man. Who does he mean? Does he mean Perdome?
Right.
The driver? He must mean Keith Black. Hi, Keith.
Yeah.
We got to weld the frame this time, and boy, we sure don't want to have a single round for the final. Do you think you could wait a little bit for us?
Yeah.
Because it might take just a few more minutes. I'm embarrassing the hell out of the man. Sportsmanship. What is sportsmanship? Sportsmanship at the drag race is when the final round comes, or any round, and your partner you're going to race is missing a part. And you have it. You have extra. You could lend it to him. They'll give it back to you after the race. Or you could charge him for it. Sportsmanship. You give it to him. And you found out later you made a hell of a mistake. That guy beat you. The guy beat you because of your sportsmanship.
Yeah.
So that's the sportsmanship I'm talking about.
Right.
So Keith, do you think can you wait a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I'm embarrassing the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Because he could come out with sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we'll wait for you. Hell yes.
Huh.
We're here for racing.
Yeah.
No. You know what he said? Something clever. We come here to race.
Right.
We come here to race.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. This is tricky. What do you mean yet we come here to race? I said, you know, we come here to race too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. We come here to race. So what I'm asking, again, can you wait a little bit for the final round? And you know what his answer was? Same thing. We come here to race. Then I know what he means. Now I know what he's talking about. We come here to race, and you're supposed to be here to be raced, and you're half-assed, and we're not.
Right.
You're half-assed. You're not ready. You're supposed to be on the line here to race. You're half-assed.
Right.
That's what he means.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say he'd wait. He just said, we come here to race. But it really means you're not ready and we are.
Right.
And I give up. There's not going to be another race.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make a signal. I give up. It's done. You're not going to be the winner. Perdoma's going to be the winner.
Uh-huh.
To my amazement, I couldn't believe it. Here it is. He's coming. It's fixed. It's ready to go. My God. Wonderful. And the round takes off, and we look from the finish, from the starting line. It looks like he got beat again. No. Made all that smoke. And man, he must have had a hell of a mid-range. And got so far ahead in the mid-range and peaked out and just coasted. He wasn't picking up anybody. And Murdom flew by him just a little bit too late. He passed him on the finish line. Probably going 50 miles an hour faster.
Oh,
but he won.
Uh-huh.
And we were tickled to death.
That's...
And later on,
awesome.
we're at the starting line taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I had gone to the old country to visit my dad's old country in Turkey. And man, when the relatives greet you, they kiss, the men kiss each other on the cheek or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of kisses. And I just got back from that. And I was so happy with Balone. I reached up and kissed Balone on the cheek. What the hell are you doing? He said. He didn't realize this is the old country's way of doing things. That was so funny. As he didn't realize.
That's funny.
And that's what I learned. Art, how come we were breaking all those push rods? It's because I put a lower gear in the car because it was slippery out there. And I've never heard of that working for anybody else since in drag racing.
Worked for him.
I've
though.
never heard that.
Huh.
And don't know how the heck he did that.
Huh. That's...
I'll be darned.